Topic 1: Unusual Principles, Kabbalah and Astrology, written by Rabbi Max Wyman. This article was published in the latest issue of Today's Astrologer, the monthly publication of the American Federation of Astrologers. The Bible takes a strong negative stand on astrology. Yet Kabbalah, the ancient Jewish mystical tradition, has sources that are based on astrological principles. Some historians say astrology and astronomy were originally one discipline. Therefore, it may be that the earliest sages were well versed in both. What made it imperative for Jewish sages to delve into this study were the biblical commandments to celebrate the new moon and to chart the Jewish holidays in the proper season. Each month of the Hebrew calendar is one lunar cycle. The holidays are related to the seasons, so the sages had to adjust the calendar because the lunar year is shorter than the solar year. Therefore, the Jewish calendar is neither purely lunar nor solar, it's a mixture. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, it says, God said, "There shall be lights in the heavenly sky to divide between day and night. They shall serve as omens and define festivals, days, and years." Early commentaries say that omens refers to how the stars and planets affect our lives. Therefore, based on the necessity for fixing the Hebrew calendar, and in understanding that stars and planets affect events, it is clear that early wise men had an astrological outlook. A mystical text called The Chapters of Rabbi Eliezer, that was authored before the Common Era by a well-known Jewish sage, actually outlines the hourly influence of the seven celestial bodies: Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. Each planet rules a different hour of the day. Each planet rules a day of the week. We still have remnants of this belief in the English names of the days of the week. The Sun rules Sunday. The Moon rules Monday. Saturn rules Saturday. There are other sources from different time periods that have similar time charts. The Talmud, the Jewish law compendium, was written over centuries and codified in approximately 500 Common Era. It mentions a number of astrological ideas. In one spot, it links the influences of the planets to a person's personality. Gaining insight into your personality has been valued throughout Jewish literature in non-mystical and Kabbalistic thought. The Talmud cautions us, though, not to assume a particular trait can define us precisely. For example, someone born under the influence of Mars will be drawn to bloodshed. It's up to the person, however, to channel that inclination into being a doctor, surgeon, or butcher, as to becoming a murderer. The main text of Kabbalistic astrology is the Book of Creation, attributed to Avraham from the Bible. This book outlines the influence not only of the stars, but also the constellations familiar to Western astrology. In early times, the Jews lived among the people that the historians called the founders of astrology, the Chaldeans, and later the Babylonians. We may never know whom learned more from whom. It lists these influences in other correspondences to each of the 12 months of the Hebrew calendar. For example, Tishrei, the first month of the calendar year, is linked to 1. The constellation known as Libra, 2. The element wind, 3. The letter of the Hebrew alphabet called Lamed, similar to the English L, 4. The gender male, 5. the planet Venus. 6. The human function of marital relations. 7. The quality of fixation. 8. The biblical name of Ephraim. 9. And the part of the body, bile. Through studying the meaning behind the various aspects associated with a particular month, you can define the spiritual potential for you in each time period. The Kabbalists looked to astrology more to get a general feeling for what a month can offer spiritually, rather than to predict what will happen on any given day. They used this knowledge for personal growth. To predict daily or hourly events would violate a biblical prohibition, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26. Do not act on the basis of auspicious times. Predicting events too precisely leads one away from the understanding that God is involved with every molecule of existence and can alter events at will. The danger appears to be the basis of all biblical injunctions against astrology. In order for us to have a closer, ongoing, personal relationship with God, we need to keep the perspective that He is involved with every aspect of life. Even though He designed the heavens to have a complex system of influence, He did not set it up and walk away. Let's probe the Jewish month of Tishrei to see some insights. Tishrei in 1999 lasted from September 11th until October 10th. Justice and judgment are heavenly influences for this time period. This is evidenced by the first day of the month being Rosh Hashanah, known as the Day of Judgment. The commandments and customs of that day serve to soften God's just judgment on the world. The spiritual influence of judgment is plainly visible to all by the sign of Libra, the scales being this month's ruling constellation. The letter of the alphabet associated with Tishrei is Lamed. It is the 12th letter, signifying a relationship with the calendar. Each letter has a numerical value for counting purposes as well as mystical interpretations. Lamed's numerical value is 30, linking it conceptually with the days of the month. Lamed is the tallest letter of the Hebrew alphabet. It towers above all the other letters, symbolizing our striving to reach up to the heavens during this season. The Kabbalists use their understanding of the heavenly influences to see the spiritual potential in each time period as opposed to predicting the future. They seek the hidden opportunities for elevation, always striving for a closer relationship with God.